sounds. Instead of syllables or words, they use a symbol in the form 1, 2, 3, which is the to represent a consonant. All right, the glottal stop and called it alpha. All right, that's what the Greeks called it, alpha. Their word for ox, didn't I say that? The head of a cattle, which begins with a glottal stop, represented in modern transliteration by adapting the Phoenician alphabet. The Greeks, who did not have a glottal stop sound in their language, use aleph. Aleph, alpha, sounds similar, right? To represent the sound of the vowel A. They also changed its shape, 4, 5, and 6. That's the Greeks. And as you read on, it goes all the way up to the modern A, which the modern letter A goes back to the Hebrew, which we call Lashawan Kodash, which is right here. All right? Now, I'm going to go to this book, and I'm going to show you something on the letter J. Well, you know what? Let's go to speak for a minute.
Yeah, so all the letters that came down through the history, especially with the Hebrew, what happened was them Greeks, when they came in, they started changing everything. Because prior to that, them other nations weren't changing stuff up. Then when them Greeks came in, which are Edomites, they started changing up everything. You know? So it wasn't the other nations that changed it. It was Esau that changed it. You know, so today you got a lot of different variations of different languages, but you got to know which one is the right one.
It says it's almost the same thing about the letter B, which goes back around 1000 BC. The Phoenicians and the other Semitic, same thing, begin to use graphic signs to represent individual speech sounds instead of syllables or words. Now I want to go right to the point. The consonant B, and called it Beth. Now the word Beth is the Hebrew word for house. Now what does Esau say? Their word for house. The Greeks, adopting the Phoenician alphabet, kept the phonic vowel of Beth, but varied its shape and orientation, 4, 5, and 6. So basically, they're telling you that the Greeks took it from the Semitic people, and then the Romans took it from the Greeks, and it was slightly different. Then you got the modern B. So the modern letter or character B is the Hebrew character Ba for Bayath or Beth. The way the so-called Jews say it, they say the word Beth, okay, which is house. So if you put them Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, the 22 alphabet together, you build words. Like the word or the letter or the character is for the word cattle or ox. The Hebrew word is alap. The so-called Jews say aleph. Alap is for cattle. You take and ba, or wa ba. Wa means and in Hebrew. You got Abba. The word Abba means father. When you go to the New Testament and go to that Romans 8 chapter around about the 16th verse, did not the Lord, and many times he called on the Father and he said Abba, proving that the Lord spoke Hebrew. But
Romans chapter 8 verse 14, for as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of the Most High.
Right. Who's led by the Spirit of the Most High? The Israelites. And we're going to find that out because there's an account in the scriptures when we left out of Egypt. An Israelitish woman had a son by an Egyptian dude, and the Egyptian dude was fighting against another Israelite, and then the first thing he did was blaspheme the name of the Most High. So was the Spirit on him? Hell no, the Spirit wasn't on him. That's why all this nonsense about you trying to get other nations down. The other nations don't want to be down with this, man, because they're not led by the Spirit. That's why these crackers, when you go to YouTube and stuff, you put in the name of the Most High. You know how close they came to the Most High? Yahweh. That's not the name of the Most High. Go ahead.
It says, for you have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father.
Right, where we cry, Abba, Father. Abba, Father is the same word, Abba, which means translation, Father. And the Lord called on Abba. He also referred to his heavenly Father on the cross as it says in the Matthews, it says Eli, but the word there in the Hebrew is Allah. Like the Arabs use the word Allah. The word Allah means God. He said Eli, Eli, but the word in the Hebrew is Allah Yah, Allah Yah, Allah Yah. And they thought that he was calling on the name of Elijah. He said, Allah Yah, my God, my power, my power. All right? So you can't tell us that we're making stuff up. We got Esau's own documents saying that it came from the Shemitic people. So you got the first word you got is where you get the word alap, which means cattle or ox. You got the word Abba, which means father. You got the word Ama, and a Ma. That's where Esau gets the M, the character M from. The and the Ma is Ama, which is mother. So that's how you build your words. That's how you build your words up, all right? So now, let's go back to the book of Genesis. I'll let you read it, brother. Because these words are kind of funny, hard to read. That's why it's a blessing to have that blue letter, because the characters are crisped, all right? Matter of fact, you know what? I'll read the first verse. You can read the second. And we might go to the third. I hold that to my mouth. And we went through this last week. So if you're serious about learning the Hebrew, which you should be, well, you have no excuses. All right. This is what we went through last week. Bara Ashyath, Bara Alahayim, Ath, Hashemayim, Wa Ath, Ha'aratazah, Wa Ha'aratazah, Hayatha, Thahor, Wa Bahor, Wachashak, Ail Punya, Thahawam, Wa Rawak, Alahayim, Marakapath, Ail Punya, Ha Mayim. So that's the first verse of Genesis, the first chapter. Now I'm gonna have the elder go on the blue letter, and I'd like you to read in the English.